us. We're back and we are
the Irish twins.
We're the Irish twins and we're back.
Don't you hate those little videos when people say they're back? I'm not gonna say we back. We just making a video today.
We've been going a long time.
We making a video today. How about that? So what are we gonna talk about today?
We are going to talk about, my son just asked me what we're going to talk about, and I said men who don't know how to lead and want somebody to submit to me.
So really the topic for today is submission. And just that simple, submission. What does that mean? How does that look for females? How does that look for males?
Women and men.
Yeah, that's the topic, basically. Submission.
That's the topic.
And the reason why is because the last couple of days for me, it's been coming up over and over and over again. And today it came up. I thought it came up twice on Facebook, and so I answered it twice on Facebook. And it was the same one that pissed me off both times that I read it. And I answered it twice. Crazy, 2 different ways.
The post actually said that men are looking for women to submit to them, and women aren't submitting. That's the reason why there's so many single women.
I'm going to tell you what the post said verbatim.
I don't know what the statistics are based on how many single women there are, how many single men there are, but I would take a gander at saying that there are a lot of single people. And being single isn't a problem. It's not something that you have to fix. You can be single and happy and whole and at peace and doing your own thing and living your own life, and everything is fine. But people want to be in relationships. A lot of people want to be in relationships, and a lot of people are not fine being single. I teeter-totter between the two. Sometimes I'm cool being single, and sometimes I'm lonely. But we're all meant, in my opinion, to be with someone. And some of us are fortunate and we find that somebody early on, and some of us struggle to find meaningful relationships. And I don't think that there is one thing that you can say about all women that would be true for all of them being single. And I don't think that there is one thing that you can say for all men that would be true for all of them being single, those who are. Just like you can't say all marriages anything. You can't say all people nothing. You can't say all men such and such and such and such, or all women do-do-do-do-da. It's
anytime you generalize, you can't.
Anytime you generalize,
you should never. It's hard not to sometimes, because it's how you just feel like it is, because in your world that's what it has been. Maybe whatever that situation is, it's been that situation a lot. So it just feels like it's every whatever that situation is, but it's really not. So,
and you can't even say the majority of people. You can say, in my experience, the men that I have come across
are the women.
In my experience, the women that I have come across, those are your 2 options. Because
for some reason, I think that post was deleted or something. It's not even coming up in my timeline.
Oh, it may have been because it was a generalization, and it was, in my opinion, a baity post. It was a post to get people upset.
And it's like that majority of the time, because we as people rather point a finger than actually sit down and come up with some type of solution, or say something in a solution tone. And it's easy to say, because of our experiences, this is this, and this is that. It's easy to do that, but I'm sure men and women on both sides of the totem can say a gamut of things in which they like or dislike about the other sex, and that's just what it is. We could do it on a lot of different things. We could do it in politics. We could do it in racial relations. We could do it in a lot of different things. It's so many things that we could do, but instead of pointing fingers Why can't we be solution based?
Because that's the nature of being a human, is you're going to be an individual, and no two of us are alike. You can be identical twins and still be totally different. No two people on this earth are alike. We're not going to all agree on the same things. We're not going to all like the same things. And y'all, that is natural.
But what I don't like I said, what I don't like is pointing fingers. Even you did it today. Like you took the bait. You took the bait and you went with it like hard.
I went with it. What I said was in extreme opposition to him. It was just the in my opinion, the opposite of what he said as pertaining to women in that same subject.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, okay, so let's get to submission and how we feel about submission. Because what was said with him saying that basically women don't know, we looking for a man, but we don't want to submit.
And we ain't gonna find a man unless we do submit.
Unless we learn how to submit. And it's easy to say, it's easy to go back and say, you know, and I even said it, but then I even said it, to submit to a man has to be submit worthy.
Submissible.
You know, you can't just expect a woman to come and submit to you. And that's not why, if I choose to or not choose to submit to a man, that's not why I'm single.
And I think it's important that we actually define what submission is, because a lot of people go around saying you submit in the Bible says
it's a Christian
the
thing.
Bible says such and such about submission. But what is submission? When the Bible is talking about submission, what is the Bible talking about when they're talking about submission? And it is not serving somebody. It is not washing your man's feet when he walk in the house. It's not making sure his food is ready. It's not blindly following him and whatever he say you have to do it and keeping your man happy. That is not at all what submission is. And I think a lot of men have that mixed up. And then when women hear submission, that's what they're thinking. They're thinking the exact same, all those things that I just said. And don't nobody want to live like that.
So the dictionary defines submission as the action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or to the will or authority of another person.
And while I do believe that in a marriage, these are my personal beliefs, that in a marriage, a wife is supposed to fall up under the authority of her husband. But I think that in a loving way, the authority that a husband yields or wields over his wife is a loving authority. So he wouldn't want to do anything to his wife that will make her feel subpar,
belittled.
Less than, belittled, demeaned, unworthy, or used up.
And you know, just because you're a man doesn't mean that you need to have someone who is submitting to you.
Everybody not there.
You're not ready yet.
Where they can be the correct type of authoritarian.
And I think I said it this way. Well, I know I kind of said it this way today on Facebook. If you are a man, be careful who you ask or who you bring into your life to submit to you, because she might not be ready to be led. And if you are a woman, be careful who you let into your life to submit to, because he might not be ready to lead. So we have to know. I truly believe in the hierarchy of things. I want a husband. I want him to be that head, and I don't mind submitting to a man who is actually being that lead.
That's wise.
But he has to know how to do it. And until then, I'm not submitting. If you're my boyfriend, I'm not submitting to you. You're a boyfriend. If you're a guy I'm dating, I'm not submitting to you. You're just a guy I'm dating. You don't have that authority over me at all yet.
And what that means is that you and I can have discussions, and we can and we can agree about things. And I can sometimes agree with the way you want to do things, and sometimes I'm not going to agree with the way that you want to do things. But once it becomes into a marriage, then we're going to make sure that all of our lives are in sync and that we agree on how we are running our lives.
Now let's just say that's just how we feel and how we think about it. A lot of people hear women hear submission and they like, oh, I ain't submitting to nothing. I ain't submitting to nothing. I've never been married. I've never been asked. But this is just my feelings on how I've not been raised, but how I feel that I want in my relationship. And even outside of Christianity or whatever religion that you may be or what you follow, there's still a hierarchy in male-female relationships. There just is. We was at dinner on Friday night and my cousin said, there's even in sex, there's a giver and a receiver. I mean, in everything, there's a give and a take.
Yeah. She said that our anatomy shows us how to treat each other when it pertains to male and female. Our anatomy shows us how to be in relationships. I'm the taker. I'm not the taker, the receiver.
The receiver.
And he's the giver.
He's the giver. And honestly, I just believe that women, we were born to be nurturers. We were born to be those receivers, and men was born to be those givers. They was born to be that head, that lead, that. And when you take that and you reverse it, there's a battle that ensues that is not good, and then now you can be in combative
because you're out of your natural character.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in your natural character, and that's why whenever you're speaking about women who make more money than their men, they're outside of the natural.
I ain't gonna say that make more money than men.
But it's a huge issue. It's a huge issue with men.
It is, but you can have a relationship where the woman makes more money and that woman still be submissive to her husband.
You can have that relationship. That is true. However, they are few and far in between. But that's I can't think of any that I know of personally.
No, me either. But there's an issue. There's an issue there. Not with the man in that situation. A lot of times, it's the woman who think they can then belittle the man, and do whatever because they feel like they are the head because they make the most money. And y'all, money doesn't make you a head.
This is my money. This is my house. That's my car. And when anybody that have that type of attitude, man or woman, male or female, they have an issue.
They have an issue. Anytime. For me lately, I've been meeting a lot of alpha men. And I don't mind an alpha man at all. But it's something about a man who is an alpha man who can walk into a room and he just exudes alpha male, and he don't even have to say it. You don't have to say I'm alpha, hear me roar. And a woman has to understand that that's what I am. You don't have to do that because just your aura says it. And a man who understands that's an attractive man.
Because that confidence is attractive.
Right.
It's sexy.
Right. And so so I had a conversation with a guy on yesterday, and that's how he was. He was just like, I'm a man. I'm an alpha man. And a lot of women can't get with it. No, a lot of women can't get with your arrogance, because it's not that you're an alpha man. It's the way you come across because you think you're an alpha man.
Yeah, and that arrogance is very, very
right.
repulsive.
And then he went on and he was like, I can't find a woman. All she wants is for my money, and to take her to dinner and give her money and all kind of stuff. I said, see, I never asked him what he did for a living. I met this dude on Bumble. I never asked him what he did for a living. I didn't know what he did. I didn't know. I just know that you said you stayed in Sandy Springs and you lived in the high rise with some black man that worked for UPS as a president or something at UPS. You were bragging. He was bragging. I didn't ask him what he did or whatever. I could care less at that point. At this point, I was already turned off, so I didn't.
In
even
that bragging is a huge turn off. None of us like it.
And then he said all these women they just act like hoes. That's what he said. And I said, see, that's why I'm gonna stop you. I'm not gonna allow you to sit and call a black woman a hoe. I'm not gonna do that in my presence. Not while I'm on the phone with you, and I'm not gonna sit and call all black men no good ass niggas. You know, I said that too. I didn't say that about you. He got real pissed off then because I know how to piss you off on the slide. Like now you wanna trip, so now I gotta piss you off. So he was hot. Mm-hmm. He was hot when I said that. So you just said it. Yeah, I just said it because you've been calling women hoes for the last minute. Like that's not cool.
Like that's all right. Like I'm gonna sit here and allow you to insinuate that I may be a hoe.
Right. You don't know me. You don't know me from Adam.
And if we're in the initiation and we're just now getting to know each other, what does that type of language, what does that conversation gain you?
And why would you even think that was okay?
What are you trying to accomplish? Because obviously, if you're coming at me like that, you obviously don't want anything to do with me because
you know what it is?
Everything you're saying is turning me off.
I fully believe that he's pissed off other women. I fully believe that he's called women hoes and other women present and they didn't check his butt. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things happen when people don't get checked. When women don't get checked when they're wrong, and when men don't get checked when they're wrong, they will go to the next person and try that crap again.
And try it again,
and you gotta check them.
And y'all, and I honestly, a dude said this a long time ago, and he said the reason why there are so many no good men is because women mess with no good men. If nobody put up with it, nobody would have to put up with it. And I honestly and truly believe that if nobody put up with it, then none of us would have to put up with it.
And vice versa.
The reason why people are acting the way they're acting is because somebody is accepting that foolish behavior.
And the reason why a man can get so upset and be so butthurt about dating women is because you keep dating women even after you realize that she just wants you for your money. So now you butthurt because she was cute or she had a nice body and you just like she was good arm candy. Whatever your reason was why you did it. You did it. And now you butthurt. That's not nobody's fault but yours.
Right.
Women will stop doing stuff like that when y'all stop accepting it. Stop accepting it. Now when you come at me with it, you didn't meet me hungry. You didn't meet me homeless. Or none of those things. So I was taking care of myself, feeding myself, and living by myself when you met me. So none of that stuff pertains to me. But going back to submission, I just really wish that we can stop pointing the finger. Women this, men this, men this. Can we come in and say, hey, Veronique, I like you for you. I want to get to know you. Because forget what my situation was before you.
Because in the end, our end game is that we want to be with somebody and we don't want to be alone anymore. So if we want to be with somebody, the only thing that we can do is to work on ourselves, to make ourselves every day be a better version of ourselves. So then when we are trying to get in a relationship with somebody else, we can talk about ourselves where I fall short. I can't talk about where somebody else falls short because that don't lend anything to a new relationship. I can talk about where I've fallen short and where I've learned and how I've grown from that. And that's how we want to come together and grow from these different types of interactions that we're having with people. We don't want our interactions with others to leave them in a deficit. I don't ever want my interactions with other people to leave them in a deficit. And I don't want my interactions with you or your interactions with me to leave me in a deficit.
I really think that
grow, and build each other up.
Yeah, I really think that when we jump, we need to stop jumping from relationship to relationship or situation to situationship, because what we're doing is that we're just building on top of if we haven't worked out our issues and we just bring in another situation, we just add on to our issues. I really wish we could sit down and work on us and then move when you are ready to move on, you know, and pray that at that time that, you know, God sends you someone who, you know, that you're compatible with and that you grow from. And it's not that person, you know, everybody that you date and women, everybody that you date, everybody that you meet is not your husband.
And you do not need to treat him as such.
And stop treating him as such. He's not your husband. Stop telling these men you ready. And you know, men, just because I say I want to be married don't mean I want to marry you. You know, it's get over yourself. Get over yourself. I do want to be married, but I don't want to be married to you. I don't even know you. Come on now, like we got to stop the being impatient and the rushing and get to know people. Get to know people. And you know, it's hard. You stop showing people your representative. Be real.
Be who you are.
Be real. Stop. Don't
stop
make
acting
yourself
like what you have is who you are. What you have is not who you are. What you are, who you are is what you are when you don't have anything. That's who you are. So start being that person and stop relying on the things that you have and your accomplishments and your titles.
Be what you want. If you know you're not ready for a relationship, stop acting like you are, and don't tell nobody that you are, because that's not what you want. If you know you don't like this person, don't date that person. Don't mess with that person's feelings like that. Be responsible. Be an adult about your stuff, because it's hurtful and it makes it hard for the next person, and it's unfair. It's totally unfair. It's really unfair.
And you really want to do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I mean, for real. I love to date. Dating doesn't bother me whatsoever. But what I don't like is the dishonesty that people feel like they have to come with. You know, if y'all dating is dating. Ain't nothing else on it. There's nothing in it that says dating equals sex or dating equals whatever. Men, if you tired of spending money on woman after woman, come up with some free stuff. Get creative. Oh my gosh, get creative. I remember a post last week on Facebook where a lady said, "Guys, give us some creative ideas. Give us some creative dates." And some men came up with some really good dates. And here we go as women just shooting them down. Oh, I don't know who you gonna get to do that with you. Nah, we can't ask of them to give of themselves and then shoot them down when they do it. Even if you don't like it.
Counterproductive.
Even if you don't like it. Even if it's something that you would never do. Build him up, because that's what he gonna think something else next time.
That's a great idea, but how about we do such and such?
No, not how about we do such and such.
Because I'm not gonna hike it
this time.
I'm not gonna hike it.
We could do that this time, and we could do such and such next time.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. But you don't. Everything doesn't have to be a 5-course meal or some expensive meal somewhere.
Yeah.
It's so many things. I'm in Atlanta. There's so many things in Atlanta to do that's free. You just gotta be creative. It's free or very inexpensive. It's, you know, and then sometimes, you know, talk to the woman. You never know when she might just rather go Dutch. You never know when she might not want to deal with you like that, and she might just rather go Dutch. So it's according to the woman. If she got some money at the time, she might. And if you don't have it like that, if you broke at that moment, don't go out your way to even do it. Don't do that. Don't do it. But when it comes to submission, women, we have to understand that everybody is not our head. Every man we meet is not our husband, and he's not our head. And when you meet that man that is that head, he has to prove himself to be leadable. Is that a word?
I don't think so.
I'm
not even sure what you're trying to say.
He has to prove himself to be. He has to prove
a leader. You have to prove himself a leader.
Or for me to follow him, yeah.
Okay.
He has to be. He has. I mean, some traits about him, some things about him to let me know, yes, I would follow this man. Mm-hmm. And that's not money. That's not all money.
And I'm telling you, your trustworthiness, your honesty, your the word starts with a C, your conscientiousness, your caring, your compatibility, those type of things, your just a man being a gentleman, a man being who God called him to be, a man walking in his purpose, a man knowing himself and knowing what his purpose is. All of that is attractive.
And on the flip side, men, every woman ain't your woman. Every woman is not your wife. Mm-mm. And then she has to understand that she is your backbone. And if she's not willing to be there through the grit, the grind, the whatever it is that you got to go through to do what you guys are doing together, if she's not ready to go through the mud and everything with you, then she is not for you. Everybody, and you know what I've been hearing a lot lately? Men who have married women when they knew they shouldn't have married her.
Or women, because women have done it the same.
I don't talk to women like that when it comes
to,
you know, but
because women have done the same thing. You know, good and doggone well that man wasn't marriage material, but you married him anyway. You knew he wasn't ready, but you wanted a ring.
One guy told me point blank, his dad came to him before the wedding and said, "Son, do you think this is your wife?" And he said, "No." And he married her anyway. Like, I just had to
ruining lives, just ruining lives,
having kids,
his wife and his children.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So I mean, she has to be that nurturer. She has to be that person who has your back. She has to be that person because you're the lead. So when anything happens that's good, bad, or indifferent, you have to take the brunt of it, and she has to be able to come in and support you on that.
Exactly. That's what submission is. Support. That's what submission is. That's what a woman needs to know, how to make her house, her home, her husband's home, somewhere that he can come and lighten his load. That he doesn't, you know, he's taking care of his family, but when he comes home, that's where his comfort is. That's where his comfort lies. And making that your home, that peace for him.
Right. So we have to learn how to become solution based. We have to learn how not to just
because we can all pick out a problem.
We all have, especially when we got a whole bunch ourselves.
We got a whole bunch of issues ourselves, and we want to see every issue in everybody else. We are our own best lawyers, and everybody else's greatest judge.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So that's it. That's truly it. I do want to start making more videos, and I don't want to be. Honestly, I really don't feel like being. We never talked about it yet, but I really don't feel like being like doing a whole bunch of little things. I would like to do like because we like to eat in restaurants and stuff. I would like to do some restaurant reviews or whatever. But I really would like to do like pick a TV show that we know is, you know, what that we would like to talk about, that we both would watch.
Which is,
we watched The Handmaid's Tale, but it's already over.
Yeah, we did watch The Handmaid's. I'm about to say, what TV show did you and I both watch?
Nothing else. So we would have to choose something. I would like to do a TV show that we could discuss.
Now we both watched The Handmaid's Tale. We both watched The Braxton's Family Values, and we both watched Mary. But I don't know if any of those shows are going to be on anytime soon. I think Braxton's
coming back, but they're not coming back no time soon.
Yeah, y'all. It's not a lot of stuff that we watch.
Because I watch Married at First Sight, 90 Day Fiance. You know, I watch all those things.
Now there's some Asian dramas that we watch, but I'm not saying that people want to hear about that.
I don't think people want to hear about those. But I think that if we did like another reality show that we both would just concede to watch, maybe something that's new coming out that neither one of us watch, that we just watch together.
As long as it's not a whole bunch of foolishness.
But you know, I don't watch like I'm not talking about like Housewives or those. I'm not talking about those.
Okay. Yeah, because I can't watch no Love and Hip Hop, no Housewives, no Married to Medicine. I'm not watching.
I think we should do the next
No bachelors.
I think we should do the next Married at First Sight.
Okay.
It's coming out. I think the next one is in DC. And so y'all, I don't know if y'all watched the last Married at First Sight, but these
I think Married at First Sight is one we could do. Because I did watch one of those episodes with you and it was okay.
Yeah, I think we should do Married at First Sight. I think these experts are horrible. I think they be trying to put people together just so they could all go make TV. And then
I think that's the whole idea, is that we're gonna put two people together and there's gonna be an issue so we can have good TV.
Not just that though, then you have the people who acting like they're on the show because they really want to be married when they was just aspiring models and actors anyway.
Or 90 Day Fiancé.
Then you have the ones that are there that really want to be married, and then you have 90 Day Fiancé where I just don't get it. If I saw a post, somebody said, if you can't find nobody where you live at, what's wrong with you? I don't know.
But it's so many. I guess the internet is opening up people across the globe. But
no, these people choose to date only people in other countries, though.
That's just not for me. That's just not for me. I want somebody that's here that I can touch and see, and we can go out and we can hang out and laugh and know each other's idiosyncrasies. I ain't got time to be talking to people over computer screen.
I just want to be able to have a conversation. And if I can't have a conversation with you because you have to put it on Google Translate.
Yeah, we can't do that. It's hard.
Just too much.
That's hard.
I mean, that's all I think I really, would really like to go towards. I don't know what you really want. Those are mine. We're having this discussion on the
online. While we're I think I would want to get more personal, more honest stuff from us.
Like this?
Yeah, like this, but more stuff about us personally too. Because I know it was a lot of things that before when we were doing videos, often we were coming up with stuff and then we were shooting it down. And I think that people who watch YouTube videos want to see things that are genuine. They want to see things that are entertaining, but they want to see genuine people too. And they want to get to learn people. They want to get to learn people.
We very opinionated. Like when we talked about 45, or we still talk about 45, or when I talked about these football watches.
Yeah, she kind of upset about the people that's not supporting Colin Kaepernick and still supporting the NFL. Who, I mean, I see why people are doing it. But it doesn't.
Are in support of Jay-Z because they feel like what he's getting on the inside. That's your opinion.
Yeah, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But I ain't never been a fan. I ain't
mad at Jay-Z for making his money, but that's all about money.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Jay-Z, so
it's not even about being a fan of Jay-Z. It's about what his actions really are. And his actions isn't about
helping nobody else.
Relations. It's all about the money.
It's all about his bottom dollar.
Yeah, that's all that's about.
That's all it's about. And it's all it's ever been about. And people who get mad at Damon Dash and get mad at the other person that came out and spoke out about Jay-Z and saying the exact same thing, that Jay-Z has always been about his dollar. Y'all can get mad at them if y'all want to, but that's the truth of the matter, and that's the truth of his character. That's who he is. Yeah. Talking about single mothers, how about all the single mothers that he's created? His mother was a single mother, but you want to break the cycle. You want to talk about children growing up without their fathers. What about all your children, Jay-Z, that you aren't raising? Because you have more than 3. You have more than 3, more than 4, more than 5.
How many got?
I don't know how many you got.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
I need you to Google that.
Like it's gonna be on Google.
She said Google was a noun.
Google is not a noun.
It's not a.
I mean, Google is a noun. It's not a verb. Google is not a verb. But I didn't say Google. I didn't say Google wasn't a verb because Google has become a verb. It's probably in Webster's. But Amazon. I'm going to Amazon it.
You can YouTube
Amazon.
You can YouTube it. You can Amazon it. You can Google it.
All of these different things that we make it into verbs. oh, I'm an Amazon that. But it's not, she's not the only person that told me she was going to Amazon something. Like, Amazon is not a verb. You can't Amazon.
You can buy everything
what you
on
can
Amazon.
do is go on Amazon and look for something to
Same
buy.
thing on Google. Same thing. You go on Google and search whatever.
It's really a Google search. I'm gonna go search this on Google, but we have made Google into a verb, and we didn't Yahoo nothing. We didn't Bing things, and all those other search engines that didn't go anywhere.
Not Microsoft, MSN.
I don't know what they call it, but I know it was Bing and Yahoo and
AOL.
Ask Jeeves. We don't.
Actually, it was a good one at one time. Not no more.
Mm-hmm. We don't say we're gonna Jeeves it, but we do Google it. We do Google it.
Anyway, so yeah, we could have more real topics, and we'll be back.
When I say real topics, I mean telling our personal story and getting down to the nitty gritty, and maybe we can vlog sometimes.
I don't know, y'all ain't got no. I don't have no interest in life. But
sometimes we go do stuff.
I have vertigo. The majority of the time, I'm sitting right here because I'm dizzy.
And a friend of mine was posting on Facebook today about her depression, and I realized that even though I wasn't diagnosed with depression for a long time, that I've been depressed for a long time. I've had those symptoms for a long time that I've been dealing with, and I think depression is a illness that people don't quite understand, and they think that you can just get better. You can think positive and be better, but I was struggling with it a lot last year, and I had almost given up, but because of some very important people in my life, I didn't. But I was on the verge of I felt like that a lot, like I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired. And sometimes I still get that way, but I don't know. I had been being strong for so long, I just got tired of being strong. Tired of taking care of everything, and I just didn't want to do nothing anymore.
It's not easy to always do, or be that shoulder. And I think a lot more people suffer with depression at different stages. But they just do.
Mm-hmm.
They just do.
I know I was upset that. Well, I keep putting it back on myself every time I think about it, but I was upset that nobody really showed up for me for my birthday. But then like I said, I keep putting it back on myself. I wasn't showing up for nobody much last year, so I didn't really deserve for anybody to show up for my birthday, but it still hurt.
Hurtfulness is hurtfulness. When I think about if I have to sit down, because I think about friends that I have in my life, and it's probably even the same way for you. I don't have a lot of friends, and I don't keep a lot of friends. And then you get people that you bring into your life, and you think they'll be a good friend, and they aren't. And so they become like an acquaintance, and some people just come and they go. I don't have those deep friendships from childhood because of our childhood, we just
moved around so much.
So the only person I ever had that was consistent was Felicia. So it was that was it, and it's been different as adults, but that don't have those deep friendships, and that's cool. But sometimes when I have a good friend, but sometimes when you just want somebody to go hang with or do something with, and you just don't have that person, And
there was a article that says that women need to sit down and gab away with their girlfriends twice a week. We need to be able to
twice a week.
That's what the article said. It said twice a week Women need to go sit down with their girlfriend and face to face, not over the phone, not over the internet, but face to face, and just gab away with their girlfriends. And y'all know when we get together, we talk about a multitude of things.
It's not just about men.
Yeah, so many things come up. We
talk about men and other things.
So many things come up, in that, and you learn to give of yourself in a relationship, and you learn to be able to receive from other people, because a lot of people have problems receiving from others, and you learn yourself. You learn yourself, and y'all, we need that. We need to learn how to navigate within ourselves, within our minds, and learn who we are and how we are in relation to other people. It's good for us.
It is.
But y'all, we have gone so far off topic.
We're so not on submission no more.
No.
I just want to talk about real quick what we was thinking about doing. I would like to do something health related. I'm always trying to eat better and do better, and I think for the rest, just the rest of, I know for the rest of my life, it'll always be me
nutrition based, and healthy and
healthy,
fitness,
and you could, I just, you can cheat. Don't act like I don't cheat. I do, but I just think that everything in moderation. So, and that's everything in life. Everything in moderation. Should even mint. Even mint. So.
Well, y'all, we thank y'all so much. If you have stayed to the end of this conversation,
kudos.
We thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Please like, subscribe, and share our videos, but you don't have to. We'll like it if you do. And come back and see us again.